Other interesting business news, you have the FDA lifts a ban on Juul e-cigs, which is good news for freedom. Now, this comes as thanks to ABC News, which is one of the few things that is worth reading, I would argue, from in terms of what does Disney own in their portfolio. This is specifically coming from Meredith DeLiso, who's the writer over there. She says, quote, FDA reverses order taking Juul vaping products off the market in the U.S., opening door to possible authorization. Which, great. The touchscreens work great until they don't. Now, granted, you never be too upset when there's IT issues because I have half my day job. Now, they say, quote, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration rescinded its marketing ban on Juul Labs last Thursday, opening the door to possible authorization of products. This reversal comes nearly 2 years after the Federal Health Agency ordered the company's e-cigarettes and vaping products to be taken off the market. The FDA had initially blocked Juul's application to sell vaping device and tobacco and menthol flavored pods in June 2022, after completing a near 2-year review of the manufacturer's application, finding that the applications, quote, lacks sufficient evidence regarding the toxicology profile of the products to demonstrate that the marketing of the products met the public health standard required by the law. Which, again, there's a lot of people, and again, depending on which marketing products you're seeing, they view these vaping, which again is an astronomical, good example of freakonomics. Seemingly came out of nowhere. Spoiler alert, it actually didn't. It was first introduced by, I believe, Marlboro in the 80s. They had a quote unquote rechargeable electronic cigarette. But apparently, the article said it tastes like plastic and never really got off the ground. So, good example of timing being half of everything in life. Now, there are some people saying that, well, e-cigs are great because they're a great alternative to tobacco, which, again, they'll argue there's different but less chemicals in things like Juul, and some people allege that it's healthier and it's better for your lungs, allegedly. I'm not. Again, we're still waiting for the actual evidence to actually play out, and we're still waiting about the long-term health ramifications of these types of e-cigarettes. Which, again, now there's many brands that are just gobbling these things up, and I can't but think. Now, the main issue is that they claim that they're advertising towards kids, and they have all these fruity flavors. Which, again, now Juul is no longer the only one doing it. They all do it. And I would argue there's a lot of adults who appreciate like fruity stuff. It's not just for kids. And I can't help but think maybe this will be back. I mean, they also say that the U.S. Center for Disease Center said that more than 2 million Americans, middle and high school, started using e-cigarettes in 2023, with nearly 9 in 10 students saying they use flavored e-cigarettes, according to the U.S. Center for Disease Prevention. Use of e-cigarettes among high school students declined 14% to 10% 2022-2023, and they remained the most commonly used tobacco products among youth. Which, again, they say this product, like all this. Now, interestingly enough, they say Juul says its products are designed for adult smokers aged 21 and up, in response to the which, again, if you're an American, should be 18 up, because legally speaking, you're an adult when you're 18. Which, yes, you should also be able to buy a handgun, obviously. And yet, so you can die for your country, but you can't have a drink, buy a pistol, or, depending on where you live, get a cigarette, which is morally mentally vacuous to me. But will Juul come back? Will they really get more of a majority of the market share again? I mean, they're kneecapped pretty bad by this. And tobacco in general, they have been knocked hard. Again, they had some instances where they did had marketing campaigns that had a very high correlation with advertising towards kids, or they became much more memorable, and they were hit so hard they basically can't advertise. There's a reason you never see a tobacco product or advertised on TV, or I guess more accurately, like in a YouTube commercial. I don't think they're allowed to advertise on YouTube, and that's why the alcohol companies are so self-regulated. Actually, they are scared to death about being hit as bad as tobacco was. Tobacco you can hardly advertise anywhere. That's another great reason you have to be concerned with, well, the government. In this case, is the FDA going to allow them to advertise? They're going to allow them to exist? And what about adults who love these products? Again, when it comes to these tobacco products, I would say if you want to focus anywhere in terms of, how, look at the supply chain. How are these kids getting this product? Well, most of these products are sold from a store. The stores, if you go to any gas station convenience store, you'll see that big placard that says, "We ID." It's the law. Although, hilariously enough, there are some Americans who think you don't need an ID to vote. But yeah, in order to buy tobacco, you need. But I partially digress. To me, I think that's where the government is focusing their attention. How are they getting this product? I would surmise to say that the majority of the time they're not getting it from their parents. I would suppose that they're getting it mostly from these convenience stores, these drugstores. They're buying it from the resellers, which again, they're a regulated entity. They're a regulated reseller. There's laws that affect them. Are some of them just taking cash under the table? I mean, can you really find out where these products coming from? But let me know. Do you think? I mean, vaping has just skyrocketed more and more throughout the years in popularity. You can't go 12 feet. You can't throw a brick out the window without hitting a vape shop. I mean, I was gonna say hindsight's already 2020 when it comes to investing. I should have bought that stuff years ago. But let me know. It's been so many years. I think it's not just a flash in the pan. I think it is a long-term trend when it comes to nicotine consumption methodologies. I think it's just going to become more and more popular. Truth be told, I know a couple folks who enjoy the vaping. Personally, I'm too cheap and a little bit of a health nut to do that, but nevertheless, let me know. Do you think this will continue to just skyrocket in popularity? Do you think would ironically, like some instances, the government just putting more negativity on it and banning it, saying it's more evil, could that have the opposite effect as we've seen with other things? Let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.